What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 12, picking up from the Nexus. So now that we have taken out Flame Lurker, we have access to your first Archdemon, the Dragon God. So getting set up for this fight, there are going to be a few things that could really help us out. So we do want to make sure that we still have on our Catalyst, Silver, Wooden, doesn't matter. Then in between episodes, I went ahead and picked up Flame Toss. Now, as long as we have the 10 requirement in Magic, we could use this. This is not about the damage, because our damage is not going to be good. We are not a Magic build. However, this does help us out in this boss fight quite a bit, which we'll pretty much just show you as we go through it. Aside from that, we're going to want to make sure that we keep our mana, right? So with that, went ahead and picked up some Aged Spice. And then aside from that, the only other thing to note in this fight is we're going to need the Hands of God. Now, this is more for a hidden achievement. We need to deal the final blow to kill this guy with this weapon on for a hidden trophy. It does take you 3 playthroughs. Whether you do it now or later, that's fine. But it's very important that I at least, mention this to you guys so you know that it needs to be done. Now, putting on the Thief Ring for this fight can help. It's very much a gimmick fight where you have to very much hide from this really big dragon behind pillars. If he notices you, he's pretty much going to one-shot you. Now, you have to kind of go pillar to pillar, work your way around to ballistas, and that's how you're going to damage him. However, there's a lot of broken rubble in your way, and that's what Flame Toss is going to be about, because we can't use arrows that doesn't work to break rubble. However, we could hide behind pillars, use our spell, and then that will get everything out of our way so we can work our way down. And that's essentially how this fight's going to go. So with all of that gone over, guys, we're going to jump on back to the Underground Temple. Now, I did not have, obviously, this episode's notes in front of me when we closed out. I was talking about being in pure white. I was like, oh, okay, we should be in pure white. And I saw that we were. I'm like, wait, we've only killed 2 bosses. That's because I forgot something. You actually have to be in pure white right now. If you're not, there's a weapon in here, arguably the best strength weapon in the game. You'd miss it. So with only killing 2 bosses, the reason we are in pure white is because of this red feint, which we killed. That also helped to shift the world. So when you enter this boss arena, you can go towards the left-hand side. There's going to be a crystal lizard, which we're going to grab immediately. And this is before we get into the fight. Then on the left-hand side, there's going to be the Dragon Bone Smasher. So this is needed for World Tendency events. And like I said, it's one of the best weapons in the game. You're definitely going to want it. Now, if you're not in pure white, you will not have access to this weapon. You need to be in pure white. I told you guys at the start. We have to be very specific and go through this walkthrough with intent. Everything we do, it's really easy to mess things up. Now, there is a glitch that I will share, because any information I know about this game will be shared. But you're not doing things the right way, that's for sure. But there is a glitch to where if you walk into this boss arena and get all the way to the left, you'll see the weapon, there'll be rocks in your way. So get right in front of the rocks, you quit the game, you go into your visual settings, switch it to cinematic. When you load back in, for whatever reason, it lets you run through the rocks. Once again, this is not the right way, but it's going to help people, so I'm going to share it. However, doing things the right way, we are in pure white, and we're good to go. So going on in, like I said, if the guy hits you once, you're donezo, right? So we're going to go after our Crystal Lizard, go to the left, get our weapon. Then we're just going to get set up for the boss fight. We're pretty much, I've already told you guys how the fight works, but this is really just going to be gone over live, right? Just kind of as we go. So if he starts to aggro, get behind the pillar, this will always calm him down. Now, the upgrades are there, so we can grab them whenever. So for now, let's create the Dragon Bone Smasher. Which, like I said, that's needed for some pretty hidden stuff, quest lines and stuff like that. It leads to really good items for multiple builds. Then after we got that, we're going to get on into it. So you got to watch his head and where it's pointed. I got sneaky there because it wasn't, that far away. But if you notice, there's kind of rubble in our way. So we're hidden right now, we're good. But you want to fire your spell from behind the rubble. Spells are not bows. You cannot single in on the target, right? You can't use a reticle and lock on. So you got to just do your best to line this up. And this is why we brung the spice with us, so we can regenerate that mana. The next time he turns his head the opposite way, it's not the pillar, it's that big black pillar. You'll see what I mean. It's like this big chunk of structure. It's not this little one, so he'll still see you. But if you run on over right here, I should have calmed him down. Yep, his head kind of jolted because he was starting to aggro, and then he let off of that. So since we're hidden again, we're going to use our spells. I think the first 2 pillars are the hardest, so if you don't have spice, if you at least have mana to get through that, you should be good at that point. Everything else, we can just kind of run, smack with our weapon, it goes away, and, you know, we're in the clear. So once we have that, we're going to wait. Now, this is really just a straight shot to your first ballista. He might aggro, but he can't get us, you know. So just get on over to your ballista. So a lot of people struggle with this fight, even though it's a gimmick fight. You're not really learning the moveset. You're not struggling in that sense. A lot of people have a lot of trouble here. So this strategy I came up with is about as easy as it's gonna get, guys. I hope it helps, you know. But if you're, you know, you don't have magic for whatever reason, just keep in mind, if you got something like the Claymore, and it's not so much being upgraded with a bunch of damage, but if you two-hand the Claymore, just the amount of force it sends down, you're going to one-shot these structures, the rubble, and you can just run straight through. But either way, guys, after we hit them with our first ballista, just get your drops, start working our way down. Now, this is where things pick up a bit. I think it's easier to deal with, but it definitely picks up a bit. So, you notice this health bar is halfway gone. We're going to get to your first pillar here, get back to your magic, clear the path. Try to, you know, aim the best you can. Alright. Remember, if he starts wigging out, he'll calm down. He'll calm his ass down. So, move to the next. Oh, shit. Controller's dying. And I went lined up. How beautiful. He shouldn't see us. Okay. Yeah, just be sure. Be sure he's not seeing you. This is why we want more mana when we start getting into, you know, casting stuff, because it's not enough. What the fuck? I know it's not cleared. There it is. Alright. So you get this head back over. Just run for this pillar. Stop. 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 Because now he's going to be doing fire. And if the fire hits you, it's, you know, it's a one-shot, for sure. Well, it won't kill you outright. It's just going to knock you on your ass and do a shit ton of damage to your health. But then after that, by the time you get up, he's going to, you know, he's going to get it off again, and you're in big trouble. So when it's safe to do so, rush to about right here. Hide. Alright, now we're going to two-hand our weapon. When his head goes back the other way, it should be settled down. Alright, head goes back the other way. We're going to rush up these stairs, and the last pillar we're going to take out with melee. This has to be done quick, because this is, you know, all or nothing time. And boom, now we're at arm's way. He can't do shit. This fight's all but over. There will be one lizard up top. Grab that. Get your next ballista. I say, guys, it's pretty foolproof, all in all. Pretty foolproof. Now, if his head's going to drop down to a platform, he's pretty much pinned there. So, he could breathe, like, really hot breath that may hurt you. So you want to watch for that breath, because it will. It's going to hurt you. And it could possibly kill you, get caught by it enough. But, this fight's pretty much over. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go on down to the right. Everything to the left is the path we just took. There's one more item you can grab. It's, I think it's a storied or a legendary. I should have wrote it down. I just wrote big soul item. It's a storied or a legendary. Legendary? Yeah, legendary. Alright, now, once you grab that and get to the bottom. Remember, we don't want to kill him all the way. We need to kill him with the fist of God, right? The hand of God. If you hit him a few times, his head will kind of jolt up. Just watch for his breath. It's probably about to come. I'm going to go ahead and switch to this. Now, I reached the stats for it. If you don't, it'll still work. Like I said, we did our build in a very specific way for the walkthrough. Make all this stuff easier. Oh, breath got us. Yeah, if you don't reach the stats, it just takes longer to do. So it's not that you're screwed out of the trophy, it just takes longer to get off. So. Alright, so with that, you actually got a few pretty cool things. You're going to get his boss soul, but you also get an item that lets you fast travel anywhere from any Arkstone. So Nexial Agent, that's what that item is, pure Dragonstone for your fire swords, or a new fire weapon you want to create. Then you're going to get his soul. So if I go to this arc stuff, you notice up top you have L1, R1. So that's world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can hop anywhere I want, not just the Nexus now. So it gives us complete freedom in what we're doing. I really like that. It is hidden behind your first arc demon, and if you were to take the world slow, you go 1 1, 2 1, 3 1, and just slowly did it instead of rushing this one through, you'd have to wait for that stuff. So that's what I said. After you do the first portion of every world, there's a reason we want to knock out World 2 in full. Boss weapons, fast travel items, there's just a lot here. You know what I mean? A lot here. And be very cautious, since we did unlock boss weapons last episode. We haven't turned in these items to get them yet, but I went ahead and just kind of put all of our souls on us, so be careful if you've done the same. I'm going to pop my legendary. If anything else, I'm fucking up weapons and spells, so you got to be really, 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 really careful. So it should be at least 2 more levels. I think that puts us to like 25 health already. Yeah, it's, the later you are, even though it takes more to get levels, the easier they fucking come. You know what I mean? The easier they come. I'm not even that far from another. So we were at 20 health last episode. We just got our 24 on faith where we want it, because that's all we need for weapon requirements. And we'll come back for damage later, but as long as we have 24, we could get our 3 spell slots, we get all weapon requirements. So with that I said, hey, let's jump back for our base stats. So we're doing 30, we're going to do 20, maybe 25, get this done, and then we can just, pump up damage to the end of the game. Or maybe, go more into endurance if we want for weight. But that's the plan. But we were just at 20. We got 5 levels since the last 10 minutes of gameplay. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Last 5 minutes of last episode, and what we're doing now. Either way, guys, before we do anything else, it's imperative that we get back in soul form. Because now we have our tendency events. We've done so good for so long, we don't want to fuck up now. Go ahead and kill yourself. This game is crazy. I was new to Souls likes. Like many people, came from Elden Ring, got addicted, went ahead and platinumed them all, and now I do guides. But Demon Souls was actually my last one. It's funny, it's the first one they made, but it's my last one. Then getting used to all the mechanics and coming here with World Tendency, it was so different than anything else. I mean, taking notes on all these walkthroughs, even with the much bigger games, this one was probably, I want to say, it was up there for the hardest, to truly understand it, not fuck things up, and, because it doesn't take much. Luckily, there's pretty much a fix for everything, but yeah, I mean, it's very difficult, to do things the right way. So I'm pretty sure I've already grabbed certain weapons so we can show off what we can make. No, there's really only one boss weapon right now. So later, if you have like a broken straight sword, you could craft this really hidden weapon, but not until World 5 is done in full. It's like one of the last things we do. Other than that, if you have the Great Club or the regular club, this will craft like the best strength faith weapon. But we had to get a miracle for the platinum, so I said it's more of a New Game Plus thing. It's a really big, colossal weapon. A lot of damage. Arguably one of the best weapons of the game by many people's standards, but it's S scaling on strength dex, A scaling in faith. However, you're going to need like 40, 50 endurance. You're going to need to bring faith up. You're going to need to bring strength up, and you might even want to bring dex up. So I think it's better for New Game Plus. But it's slow, it's sluggish, very powerful, sure. But it's more important that we got the soul. So I'm going to bring the club so we can show it in the menu, but I'm not going to be able to craft this for obvious reasons. Aside from that, there's really nothing else we can make. We want to make sure we bring our bow so we can finally get our lava bow, but that's really it for right now, guys. So our next stop, and we will have to backtrack a bit, but a lot of people have been waiting a long time for these upgrades, so I would like to go and knock this out. Because we're going to do our White World Tendency event, and then we're pretty much going to have to come down here, because to get into Pure Black Tendency, we have to kill ourselves a bunch, and this cliff is just easier to die off of a bunch of times. So we'll be coming right back down here, but people have been waiting a long time for this, so I want to go ahead and get you guys this stuff. So all your lizards have respawned. All of them. That's just a quick little freebie. I mean, we should have so many basic upgrades after going through this area and being as thorough as we were. And we should have the upgrades to get the fire sword almost maxed out. We can get to +4. We're like 4 shards short of maxing it out. So if you guys want to go back, kill like 4 bear bugs, that will max out your weapons. So we'll go and bring up the +4. Like I said, it's a really good offhand weapon, and it'll carry you until you get your better weapon choices for sure. So I'll go ahead and bring that up to +4. Yeah, that's what I say, 4 short, yep. So we have our pure, that's what we need. We had our chunks, 5 of them, that's what we needed. There's 4 dragonstone shards. So you can buy these from the filthy merchant man, but it's probably just cheaper to kill bear bugs. And it's not so far off, too. You could go to that tunnel to the right, drop down, get back towards the lava pit, bam, farm right there, 2 seconds. So we're going to bring that up for now. I can't bring this up, but we can go ahead. I'm like, why are my boss weapons showing up, bro? Like, what the fuck? We have to talk to him to give him the Serum Demon Soul. It might take a while, too, guys. Eventually, he'll be like, oh, that's the one.
Souls, they're like power doing so, invigorated.
Kept thinking we already gave it to him.
I told you, each almighty, the highest.
Come on, just say it, bro.
All done. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. So, it'll always be set to no, just like the first time you're able to level up. Make sure you give the Serum Demon Soul. It has no other use. Without that, there is no boss weapon whatsoever. So go down to upgrade, compound longbow, now have a lava bow. Now what's nice about this too is we don't have to use any of our colorless demon souls, which are very limited. You cannot upgrade it. You can craft it. It's kind of set with the damage it has, which is plenty. This thing's got great damage. Does fire every single hit. So you will notice that there's like strength and dex scaling and E scaling and magic, none of which we're doing. But honestly, the best scaling is going to come from the magic anyways. In my opinion, even though it's at E, that's what's getting off, you know, all that fire damage, right? You could get a little bit more physical if you want into your strength or dex, but it's going to be plenty. And it's the only option we're going to have for faith for ranged anyways. But, you know, with that being said, it's got 5 more foot of range than any other bow. Every other one's at 50 foot. It's at 55. We're getting, what, 170, 270, almost 300 in damage per arrow. And it's just an offhand thing. It's just for range, guys. That's more than enough to get you through the game. And you don't have to upgrade it. Phenomenal. So over here, if you didn't use the Adjudicator Soul, you can go on over to the Great Club, make the Meat Cleaver. Swollen Demon Soul, like I said, from Adjudicator, but we got the Miracle instead. Like I said, a lot of stamina, better for New Game Plus, very slow, very sluggish, very big, but absolutely phenomenal. You're getting a lot of magic damage, a lot of physical damage, SS Strength, Dex, A Faith. So 16 Faith requirement, 26 Strength. So you just don't get that many levels in Demon Souls, you know what I mean? But the option was there if you didn't care about your miracles or your trophies. Then aside from that, as far as right now, obviously you are actually able to upgrade unique and special weapons. So like our shield, we could not upgrade it before, but now we can with colorless Demon Souls. That's going to make that healing factor go up even more. Instead of like 2 or 3 health a second, it'll go up to like 4 or 5. Then fully upgraded, I think, gets all the way up to 6 health per second you have that on, which is really nice. Silver Catalyst can make the Insanity Catalyst the best catalyst in the game for magic builds. Golden Demon Soul doesn't come for a bit, but it's there. It's really beautiful looking too, I think, you know, just kind of seeing your menu. But if you're doing an intelligence build, magic build, that's going to be what's best for you. Now, we can't show off the other weapons that we can make because I don't have any other basic weapon plus 6, but next time I start bringing up, you know, my secondary faith weapon, we will do so. And I want to check her faint stone, so I only have 5. Yeah, I'll have to go farm or buy more for a second faith weapon, but I'll do it in between episodes. After next episode, we might have some other choices. We get the Night Sword, awesome faith weapon. But as far as, you know, right now, you know, that's what we got. So a lot of really good stuff. Plus, we got the lava bow. Look how much bigger it is, too. Really sharp weapon. You're getting fire every arrow. Doesn't matter if it's a fire arrow or not. So if you know, put fire arrows with it, you're going to get even more damage. It's going to be super cool. So from here, we're going to jump on over to the Tunnel City for our Pure White World Tennessee event. Our one and only. So this world's actually pretty, well, it's, you know, very difficult fight, but it's pretty easy. The biggest thing here is to make sure you have the Dragon Bone Smasher in your inventory. We have to put this on to talk to a very specific NPC. So if you guys remember over this to the left, that lizard pit, they're all back. And now that we're in Pure White, look at our damage. We just one-shot it because you get more damage in Pure White. So all these guys still do a lot of damage to us. They are, you know, just fucking candy fodder at this point. As long as I don't get killed by them, at least. Stop it. Now you got the lava bow. You guys will be more into keeping plenty of upgrades on you, or plenty of arrows on you. Get something really, really nice to use. You know what I mean? Something you're like, yeah, this is a fucking weapon here. And it's crazy. I said this at the, you know, the beginning of the walkthrough that I've played a lot of Souls games, you know, when I did quality build, strength build, or whatever, I never used bows. I just never really felt like I needed to. But in Demon Souls, like, if you don't have a bow, you're gonna miss out on trophies, let's be honest. Because, you know, killing bosses from range is kind of needed sometimes for certain trophies. But I catch myself going to, you know, bow more and more and more. Because it's just such a viable option sometimes. Like right here, you got a very tight corridor. These guys are just lining up for you, you know. And they do a lot of damage trying to fight them sometimes. It's just easier at the end of the day. So we are going to have to do a few runs. I told you guys when we were working our way towards the boss last episode, that, you know, all these items we're getting this episode. So now we are going to have to kind of go through this a few times. So as soon as you get... I already missed it, son of a bitch. Yep. I already missed it. That's right. It's the first drop. So as soon as you get in the first plank, you have to ride the rocks over, and then you're going to drop down. And that's going to bring you to some upgrades, which I'm not worried about. But I'm going to cover it. It's, you know, 100% walkthrough. You actually have to do this a few times. Yep, so we actually got the Searing Demon Soul and then the Arc Demon. So all the lizards will get 2 more kills out of, just so you guys know. Really stock up on some stuff. Let's see if we can just ignore all of them. Stop. There we are. Now there's actually some tricky stuff here. One's a fight, but I did it again. Well, there's fucking like 3 sharpstone shards and 2 clearstone. We have 1,000 of each. If you guys want them, they're right there. But like I said, you have to get on that first beam and then ride those rocks and then slip down. So it's actually like right there. But I keep passing it because like right at the top, I keep thinking it's a drop down. I'm sorry, but you know, we'll give it one more try after this. But either way, getting back on track. So there's some very particular ways we have to do things, or we will be locked out of certain items and events here as far as the tendency events. We will cover it. But like I said before, it's really easy to mess this stuff up, guys. Really easy, and it's better to spread this. I'll keep saying it's better to spread it across 3 playthroughs. Maybe do pure white one time, pure black another, and we can do it all in one playthrough, but it's just difficult. So either way, this guy, if you would have taken out Flame Lurker, came back down here before the Archdemon, he'd tell you he's looking for the Dragon Bone Smasher. Then he wants you to find it and bring it back to him.
It is a worker. As a precaution, truth told, a dull blade, I would search. If you happen to come upon the sword, this place is the bones of dragons.
So if you happen to come upon it, so that would be like the first dialogue you got. If you wanted to do Flame Lurker, come back all the way through this, then go back through it again to fight the Archdemon. But as soon as you get the first dialogue, let's talk to him again.
Oh, one. Oh,
So pure Greystone, so now you can max out your strength weapons in full. So that's your final upgrade map for strength weapons, as far as you're going down that the crushing path. So like I said, unfortunately you have to do this a few different ways, you know what I mean, to actually get all the items. And we're going to cover it, but it is very tedious. So for right now, we're going to start dropping the way we did before, but we're not going to go the same way. Like, where is it? Yeah. So instead of going left and rolling down on that mountain like we did before, this time we'll drop to the right. Then we can drop here. Yeah, they want you to go through it so many times. It's just like that lizard too. Well, even if I killed him from here, we're not going to get the fucking item. But as soon as you start dropping down, you can take this ladder. Maybe even the next one. Alright, it's okay. Break this. That's the same drop we had took before. There's the tunnel. Where is it? Yeah, there's an item. Yeah, so when you go to the bottom, I think there's like 2 ladders you have to climb to grab some items. But like I said, we just have to go through it a few times. So fucking tedious and annoying, guys. But there's some decent stuff. There's, you know, there's some soul items. There's a few things going on. So right when you get to the bottom, we can take this. You just gotta kind of section it out, all in all. But yeah, that was the, your pure white event. That was it. Pure black's got a few things we have to do. Gotta look around, make sure you got everything up to this point. Yep, so that was the first item we saw before. I don't think we can do anything else from here. Nope, everything else is above us. So, once again. And we can jump on back again. So we're going to give this 2 more runs. So we killed the lizard twice. He's good. You have to go right into it. You notice they're also not doing as much damage. Not only are we one-shot them, but their damage is not the same. That's because we're in pure white. In pure black, it's the opposite effect. They drop better items, right? But they are harder to kill. So I guess we'll go ahead and go for this now. I'm lined up for it. So if you take just the first drop only, you're going to drop down these little rocks and kind of weasel your way down and get a few upgrade matches you have 1,000 of. So 1 clear stone, 4 sharp stone. Now, the problem is to get down from here, there's no way to get down. You're just going to get yourself killed. So once again, you have to hop out. And that's what I'm saying. It's just a very, very tedious fucking thing. I do not find this to be a good time. I'm going to cover it because I'm expected to, but yeah, it's tedious. It's not rewarding. Not very. But, you want to spend the time, do it. If not, I don't fucking blame you. I don't blame you. Like I said, if I wasn't expected to do it, I wouldn't. Although I'm sure my OCD would make me anyway. Alright, so we got to go down here and kind of just change our drop pattern a bit. I believe we take the first drop the same. Yeah, then we drop here, but instead of going straight, we would turn around. We're going to start writing down more notes on navigation, not just the items. I think we could weasel our way. I missed it. It's okay. Plague resistance ring. There's another instance of that too. If you guys missed that one, there's one in World 3 too. So that's why I just wasn't that worried about it. There's pretty much 2 of, like, when it comes to your rings, there's like 2 of every ring throughout the game. Remember, while we're going through, just to show this and kind of prove the point here. Master ring, we got 2. Flame resistance. Gas resistance, we got 2. Poison, we got 2. Flame resistance, we got 2. Do we have any others yet? No, but we're about to. Like, where was the one we just picked up? Plague resistance. We're going to get another one in 3 too. So if you missed one, it's not a concern. I'm going to cover everything because it's 100% walkthrough. But like I said, it's not, it's nothing to really worry about. And that should get you all your items. So probably could have been done a little bit smoother, guys, but we got it done. You know what I mean? And this is not ever going to be the focus of my notes going into these series. I'm trying to cover trophies and items and boss strategies when it comes to little shinies and the route that's best to get. This is shit that I overlook. I'm going to be complete. It's just not important. But either way, now that we got that, we do need to go over here, get in our inventory, go get our ephemeral stones. Ephemeral, such a tongue twister. Ephemeral stones. We have 25. Looking really good. Now what sucks is, I told you, if you're at neutral, you go 3 up, 3 down, right? So 3 events trigger... 3 positive events trigger pure white from neutral. 3 negative trigger pure black from neutral. So, if you plan on going from all the way from pure white all the way to pure black, it's going to take us like 7 arc stones. And we only have 25. So I said, it's so much easier to space these events out over multiple playthroughs. So for me, it's gonna be much worse, and we're all gonna do them. You know, we're just gonna get them all knocked out. But it's gonna, you know, we're gonna have to do other things to get this done. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're going to have to use about 7 right now. That's why I said late game farms for these stones are very important. We're gonna need them. So you're just gonna use this. Get your humanity. We get to kill him one more time. So we're 2 bosses we killed in this class. And you're just going to kill yourself. Now, the most important thing is you need to make sure that every time you kill yourself, you go back to the Nexus or that death will not count. Then you're just wasting stones. I wasted like 15 fucking stones my first time doing this because I just did not know. Also, it also can depend how many players are online. This can affect world tendency. So we're all better off going offline mode. That should have shifted us already. Yeah, it did. So we're not pure white anymore. If you guys are worried about it, get in offline mode. Because like I said, if there's a bunch of people online, it could fuck up world tendency a bit, like giving you a couple extra chances not to go to pure black. I've had this happen, and it even could be a glitch, you know what I mean? But if you notice, we're not like super bright and shiny anymore, guys, right? We're just off white. So that's 1. We get our souls good, so that's 2. So it should take 6 to 7. I think 7. Pure black is the hardest part of this, by the way. Because when you're in pure black, killing a demon or like an invader shifts you to pure white. And we don't want this because we have 2 pure black events to do. So we have to kill 2 guys and each one will shift our world. So which means after we kill the first one, we have to run across the entirety of the zone or we're going to shift to pure white and have to go through all this again. This is very, very unfortunate. But it's the only way to be done. And like I said, the more time you spend with the game, the more it will make sense. But just know, you know, when you do positive things like kill demons, it shifts the world. 2 pure black events, which means you'd have to waste 14 stones or run across the map once. Now, a lot of people have a misconception. They think if you die along the way, that will also affect it. Dying's okay, but fast traveling is not, because let's say we kill a demon. It will only shift the world if we fast travel or rest at a Nexus. You know, jump to the Nexus, or fast travel will actually reset the world. So if we can kill one, then run to the other, the world never shifts and we're good to go. So dying doesn't change anything, but fast travel is going to be the bane of your existence. So if you notice, we are now in neutral after doing this 3 times. So now we're going to start shifting to black. It's actually the first time you guys are going to see pure black. We've only used 3 so far. Why does it feel like it's been so much more time than that? I think it's been like 4 or 5. So you notice we're still in neutral. And I mean, the more you look at it, you know, the more you deal with this stuff and actually look at it, you'll be able to tell the difference between neutral, off-white, pure white, you know, a little bit black, pure black. Pure black and pure white stand out quite well, like right here. It doesn't really look any different. You see what I'm saying? But we've only used 4 stones now. We've only died 3 until this time. That's 4. Like I said, I think about 7 times. It should only be 6, you know? So like I said, from neutral it's 3 up, 3 down, and we were pure white. So that should be 6, not 7. But for my notes, it's actually 7. I don't know why. Don't know why. It's like it's giving you like a freebie somewhere, so I don't know. It's really, really weird. And if you guys are thinking like, well, these events might get us, you know, certain items here or there, but are they, you know, that important? Well, this one really is. Really, really, really is. And the reason for it is we get the Talisman of the Beast, which is a phenomenal casting talisman that lets you cast spells and miracles. And this is something that pure strength builds use because, like I said before, weapon buffs, self buffs, you don't have to reach faith or magic requirements. You guys could just use that shit on pure strength build. Buff your weapon with like cursed blade or light weapon. Then you still get like regenerative healing from any miracle you want to use. So fuck yeah, it's really worth your time. And then we get a colorless demon soul, which we know there's only 10. That's how you upgrade boss weapons. So stuff, you know, it really is important. Yep, there we go. So that's black. You see that eye? See how much different it looks? But we're not pure black. So pure black, it's going to be pitch black and it's going to have like a bunch of red dots over the eye. Almost like little orbs. Back to the Nexus. I want to say that you could probably just get yourself killed like 7 times, then teleport back to the Nexus once, and then it will all take at the same time. But I'm not risking 7 stones on it. If you guys want to try it that way, you can. I want to say my first time that's what I did, because I didn't know I had to jump to the Nexus, and I did it all these times. I just jumped back one time, and like it just shifted me all the way to pure. That's pure black right there. So, and good way to check. So we had 25. So that was 6, not 7. That's what I thought. I'm like, why the fuck would it be 7? But if you look all over there, that's a demon, right? That's why we want pure black, to kill this guy. I don't know what the real name of him is. I'm sure I'll kick myself in the ass later. I just call him Snail Demon. Slug Demon. It's kind of what he looks like. Parasite Demon. I don't know what the hell you want to call him, but he does have a name. I always forget it, though. It's not like it's a hard name to remember, either. I don't know. I just always forget it. But very important guy. So there is a few things to note with this guy, too, guys. So he does drop colorless demon souls, but it's not guaranteed. It's just a very, very high drop chance. So for that reason, what I would do, because these guys do not respawn, I would put on your Providential. Because like I said, it's a very high drop chance he drops a colorless soul, but Providential pretty much guarantees it. But it's not technically guaranteed. So we got it. Now, I want to say if you don't have on the Providential ring, most likely you're still going to get it. Because of the fact that it is, a very, 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 very high drop chance. But I don't think it's actually guaranteed. I think I remember like 1 or 2 times ever going through this game a million times where they didn't give it to me. But these could be glitches. Maybe it is guaranteed and it's just, it's just a glitch. I don't know, But I wouldn't take the risk. Put on Providential, boost item discovery, and, that should help you out. So either way, now that we've killed him, if we were to jump, if we were to rest, fast travel, anything, use that, your portal at all, we're going to be going from pure black all the way back to neutral. So that's going to make 3 more stones. So instead, what we're going to have to do is run across the whole zone. It's really not that bad, because this shortcut, we can just kind of run to the left across where we drain that lava, kill a fat official, then kind of just run right to where we want to go. So it's really not that bad, but I mean, it's a little inconvenient, right? You still got to do it. It's not like you can fast travel, but it's not that bad. Now there will be red phantoms because you are in pure black. So they're just, they're beefed up versions of these guys who already hit like trucks. Notice how much more health they got? About 3 times the health, because if we're one-shotting him, the other guy takes 3 hits. So I'd say he's about 3 times as hard. And like I said, the rewards will also be better. So you can die, because for some reason that won't shift the world, but you cannot fast travel. And make sure I'm abundantly clear, because I don't want you guys to waste your resources, It's the last thing I want. Because we're already going to have to farm for more stones to get all these events in one playthrough anyways, so. Alright, so you got your fat official. Now, he hits the barrel and it blows us to hell. For some reason, if I aim for the barrel, it won't even harm him. So just aim for him. Look how much more damage we're getting now with this bow. And we're not even getting the scaling benefits. You know what I mean? We're just... Like I said, it's just a ranged option, but it's still gonna, set us up quite nicely. And if you'd rather have just like a fully upgraded bow and see if that damage is better, you can. But we're getting the fire damage too, so something to keep in mind. Now remember, try to move slow from this point, because that guy's going to kick down a boulder. Thank you. Just give him a little bitch smack. Him, on the other hand. Thank you. You thought because I ain't used the parry in a while, I forgot how to do it, didn't you? Well, I didn't. So there's that. So we're running back to the armored spider. I If I would have thought about this 20 episodes ago, I would have raised this list back up. Alright, so now's the tricky part, because we have to go fight an enemy who's really, really, really hard, right? And because he just has so much fucking health. And the best thing to do is to kind of let gravity kill him, right? We're going to kick him off the ledge, and that's going to be easier to kill him. If you do this, it's going to actually fuck with your character tendency. And like world tendency events, there's character tendency events that we'll do at the end of the series. However, there is a boss fight later, because you got to remember, there's NPCs that, you know, are going to direct things. So this will kind of push you towards pure black because you're killing a named NPC. But with that, the end boss of World 3, they could summon. If you're online, they actually summon another player, which counts as killing an invader, which would offset this. But if you fight that boss offline, you're going to fuck up your character tendency. It's really touchy, so that's your two choices. You could either straight up fight this dude head up, and it's very difficult, and it's a really shitty run back, or, you know, and that it's going to fuck with the character tendency, which can be offset with a later fighting an invader, or you could just do an invasion to set it right for yourself, or you could just fight them head up. So it's up to you guys. I don't know why I almost just fucking rested there. So keep in mind, anytime we die, we're gonna have to do this whole run back, unless you're just like, fuck it, I'll just use 3 stones and farm up more. You have to do the whole run back every single time. So you notice we're still in pure black. Look at his damage though, man. Look at that fucking damage. Yeah, you definitely want your fire defense shield going into this fight. It's actually the guy that we showed the Dragon Bone Smasher to. Well, he's like aggroed and gone all fucking He-Man on us, and he uses a lot of fire spells. So the best way to deal with this guy, there's a few things. You can use Soul Remains, which will kind of pull his attention, and you can just backstab, backstab, backstab. But if you kill him with poison trying to be cheeky, that's going to count as a gravity kill, and, you know, you're still going to fuck with character tendency. So what we're going to do is just knock him off the cliff here, and then with that, when we fight the boss of World 3, we're going to make sure we stay in online mode, so we're fighting another player, which will make that fight a little bit harder, but it will fix our character tendency. So, I mean, the choice is there. I want to just lay out all the facts for you guys, and, you know, you make your own call. As far as just getting him even to die with gravity, what we're going to have to do is pull him towards the edge, roll behind him, smack him, he's going to fall off. The problem is he's going to be coming at us with a bunch of fire spells, and we have to kind of let that wear on out so he'll get close enough, and everyone will utterly destroy you. This shield does help. So you got to just kind of wait on him to run out of mana. Now, there's a few things you can do. Like, I'll typically hide behind one of these rails. That way his spells don't actually hit us. But you gotta get it to line up. Now, if he comes all the way over to the ledge, perfect. But sometimes you don't want to get too close until he's out of fire. Let's see. Yeah, that's the bad one. Yeah, you see? He's trying to stay back. So we should just be able to wear him down. Oh, no, he's actually coming closer this time, though. Yeah, just block. Oh, he one-shot us, yeah. All we had to do there was block and smack him and we would have had it. But that's it, you know, he just fucking one-shot you. Perfect, so we did respawn here in pure black. Okay. Yeah, he usually didn't kill me, so I didn't want to talk nonsense if I, you know, didn't know it was true. So, that's nice, guys. We don't have, you know, the whole run back to do. This is the last thing we're doing this episode, too, so we just got to get it right. Yeah, it is tricky, you know, most definitely tricky. He has a lot of health. And then, I mean, his damage is absolutely fucking ridiculous, if we're being honest. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. But his health is probably even more so. Let's get back down here. And if you went up and whacked on him, it'd fucking do nothing, guys. Absolutely nothing. Our fire defense shield will work. I wasn't expecting him to get that off, though. We could also kind of just move side to side. Like I said, I usually just kind of use the wood here. Not good. Oh, Come on, you bitch. There we are. And he will eventually run out of mana. The same thing, pull him this way. You see that? We're safe. This weapon is super fucking slow, though. That's not really helping my cause much. Just like that. So you see what I'm saying? We just circled him. So when he's coming at you, and it almost worked the first time too. When he's coming at you, just hold up your shield. We came in with the very high fire resistance shield, but he's swinging your weapon. You simply walk behind, hold up your shield, let him attack one more time, and then smack him. And that's where I fucked up. I didn't hold up my shield that second time. But either way, guys, with that, we have wrapped up your pure black tendency event. Now you're like, well, how do we get our reward? Well, you guys know the drill. He fell down a hole. Reset the world state, the item will spawn in, where he was, like any other Souls game that you probably ever played. Now, if this is your first one, this is just a mechanic that's been in all of them. So if, item falls off a cliff, you just reset the game, resets the world state, which is funny because that didn't change world tendency, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Now, Talisman of the Beast is absolutely phenomenal. We don't have the requirements. But since we're just using like self buffs and stuff like that, you can even cast spells with it still, just have real shit damage. But since we're using like self buffs and stuff, it'll actually work for us just fine. Because we're just using like healing, which doesn't scale. We're using like water veil for defenses, which does not scale. So we could even use weapon buffs with this if we wanted. But I went faith. So unfortunately, weapon buffs aren't going to be a thing for us. That's why I said we could have went quality. We could have went strength, got the Talisman of the Beast, which is still early enough in the game where we use a lot of weapon buffs like Cursed Blade and healing abilities like regeneration, and just had a pretty smart playthrough that way. And that's why I was on the fence about what the recommended build was. I'm like, Faith's good, but then we can go strength and use Talisman of the Beast. Magic's super powerful, has range, and so there's no wrong build, and that's what I was saying at the start. But we can use that just because I like it better. So this is 1818 Magic Faith. I like this better because it casts spells and incantations, right? So we can have both on. That's why I like it better. But either way, you need 18 to 18, so more of a hybrid build. Probably better New Game Plus, unless you're really creative and you could actually find a way to reach weapon requirements that you would like to use for your physical, and then, get... Because you're going to have to be like 25-25 at least, maybe 30-30 on Magic and Faith to really get the best of your spells. You know what I'm saying? So, more of a hybrid thing for sure, but it's got quite a bit going on. So, if you notice, I could use a magic spell. I can go right over here and use Evacuate. Isn't that fucking awesome? So this is a build I've always wanted to do, but I think it's going to take 2-3 playthroughs to really pull together, because you have to bring up magic, you have to bring up faith, and you still need enough health and stamina and then base stats to actually use weapons. So it's a big ask, but really, really, really cool. Now, if it did depend on scaling for damage, just reaching 18-18, you can still bring up strength, that'd be different, but it does require all of that. So like 2,000 short. And pop that. Pop our story. Now that we showed off our, our weapons and all that stuff, we don't need our souls on us, but I am going to go ahead, grab a level, and show you guys all of these spells now that we have quite a few good ones.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
So, as always, like I said, you are going to have your souls on you. I'm quite certain when it comes to boss souls. But we can go on over and show you guys all the boss stuff, which we've covered a lot of it. Like I said, now that we have boss weapons unlocked, might as well go over everything. And we already went over the weapons. So, here we are. So, to do this again, Writhing Demon Soul. And what sucks is I had my notes for all the boss souls we had last episode, but I forgot to adjust my notes to this. So we've already covered most of it. So Writhing Demon Soul we covered last episode. You had two options. You could either get the Regeneration, Miracle, or Poison Cloud, or Pop for Souls, depending on what you want to go with. We got the Miracle because we're doing a Faith build, and it makes more sense to do all the Miracles in single playthrough instead of some spells and some Miracles. We're not doing magic. So that's one choice. Dragon Demon Soul is the one we just got. You either have Fireball right here, or you have a very, very god tier, the 1 damage ability for Faith. So we're going to grab ours. Doll Demon Soul has one option, Soul Ray or Pop for Souls. Fire spray, hard demon soul. That's either the lava bow or it's fire spray. So we made the lava bow. Then warding is with the iron demon soul. This is grab this or pop for souls. So we'll grab that because with the talisman we're using, we can actually use it. So it does make sense to do so. So aside from that, it looks like I never even grabbed that level. I must have canceled out instead of hitting confirm. I'm not used to hitting confirm. You just get which levels, scroll to the bottom, and you're good. Either way, we'll get it. And going on over here, we have two new options. You have recovery, which this is, remember I told you guys for the all miracle trophy that we'll get all of the miracles in one playthrough aside from one. This is the one. It gives you a large amount of health back, but if you notice, it doesn't cost a boss soul, it costs colorless demon souls. The same item we need to upgrade boss weapons and the adjudicator shield. We only get 10 in the playthrough, so I need 5 for the shield and 5 for the weapon. So that's up to you guys. If you want to only have one weapon and not two, or a weapon and a shield, go ahead and get it. I think it's easy enough just to get a New Game Plus, but sure, have your stuff that you need or a second playthrough. So, like I said, I'm going to wait for that, but that choice is up to you guys. It's there, and we've covered all the information. And aside from that, this is the only spell that deals damage for Faith and Demon Souls. Faith has come a long way if you played the other Souls likes. I mean, dude, full out fucking pyromancy build in Elden Ring, that's fucking god tier damage, right? You're getting all types of cool things. But back then, Faith was survivability and magic was damage. So this is the only one. Unleash a powerful blast. Now you do need 100 mana to actually cast this. And this is something we can take to that lizard pit and kill them all at once, by the way, guys. Look at that. So you just cast, takes a little bit, but boom. It's just melt anything in its path. Now for us, we're not doing magic. We don't care about the fireball. We're going to pick up God's Wrath. So let's see what we can attune here. I might have to wait till we get... no. Let's see. God's Wrath takes a few. Where's it at? It takes 2. So we only have on 2 spells with this. So what I would do is you're just going to have to adjust them as you need them. You know what I mean? So we can go like God's Wrath and then probably do something like Cure. For survivability, you got 1 for survivability, 1 for damage, because we could always heal ourselves and our weapons offering healing as well. That's a pretty nice setup. We're not going to be able to use it until our mana's higher, unfortunately. So going on over to our character, mana is at 78. So that's why I said we need to hit that 20 for intelligence. So we can't use it yet. In fact, I could just take it off for now, but I wonder if I were to, because that adds some too. 93. 93. Do we have on the headband too? Yeah, still not enough. So yeah, you might as well just fucking wait. You know what I mean? But yeah, with that, guys, we're all caught up. So that wraps up what we're doing this episode. Next episode, we're going to be jumping back to World 1, pushing through 1-3. And that's going to be our stopping point for World 1 to the end of the game. And then at that point, we're just going to jump to 3, finish it, all the way. 4, finish all the way. 5, finish all the way. Jump back to 1, get our conclusions. With a lot of, tendency events and quest lines in between. But, that will be the plan moving forward. So y'all stay tuned, and we will catch y'all back here shortly.